would like to call to order the regularly scheduled meeting for Union School District 95, 5 p.m., September the 12th, 2016. Let the record show all members are present. Jerry?
Okay, do we have, we want to do audience
Here,
here?
we have audience to visit first, I guess. Anybody out there like to say anything? Has everybody had a chance to read the consent agenda? Any discussion on that? I need a motion to accept.
So moved.
Motion been made and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Would each member please respond to the motion? Tuttle.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Notebook.
Yes.
Heisler.
Yes.
Mathis.
Yes.
Sanchez.
Yes.
Idles, yes. You got, card.
Yeah. We got a thank you for your kindness and sympathy at a time when it deeply appreciated the Tar family. I think Creighton's dad passed away
Mhm.
recently, so this is for his family.
Yeah, Mr. Larson.
All right, thank you. So the first thing is our budget. Enclosed, I have the FY17 budget. The Finance Committee met this summer to review the budget for this year and review all assumptions. At the August board meeting, the FY17 tentative budget was approved, and this evening I'm asking the school board to adopt the FY17 budget. There have been no changes since the August meeting, and the budget was posted online for public review. The total deficit on FY17 budget is $527,215. The total operating fund deficit is $359,723. So again, there have been no changes to anything as it was posted last month. At this time, I'm asking the school board to adopt the FY 2017 budget.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? A motion has been made and seconded to approve the 2016-2017 budget. Would each member please respond to the motion? Tuttle.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Notebook.
Yes.
Heisler.
Yes.
Mathis.
Yes.
Sanchez.
Yes.
Idles, yes.
Okay, next we have some roof repairs. These are from the hail damage. This past spring, our roof sustained hail damage. The insurance company will be paying the contractors directly for this claim, and the district will pay the insurance deductible of $2,500. The contractor is Gordon Construction Company. They are a licensed commercial roofer, and they have insured us that all buildings with students in them will be repaired on the weekend. If the project needs to go on into the school week, the construction company will provide safety monitors on the ground to ensure the safety of all students entering or exiting the building. After they complete their project, they use 3 different magnets to ensure all debris is cleaned up. The timeline, you can see there for the buildings. I put letter buildings because that's the way that we have it now, just so you understand that we are talking about the administration building, the preschool building, the gym. We're also talking about Head Start, Allen Field, the field house, the garage, and the maintenance shed across from Mayo Middle School. So those are the buildings. The invoices will be delivered to the school district. The school district will then certify the completion, and the insurance pays the contractor directly. So we do not receive any money from the insurance. The insurance is paying directly to the contractor, which is Gordon. I also have a copy of their insurance. So at this time, I'm asking the school board to approve the repair contracts.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? They will not be paid any money until the repairs are
So the
completed.
way that it's gonna work is the insurance will pay them a deposit of 20%. Then after 50% completion, and this is in there as well, after 50% completion, the insurance will pay them, so it's this sheet right here, payment plan. After 50% completion, the invoices will be submitted to Paris 95, and then they'll pay them an additional 40%, and then at the 100% completion, oh, it's a 10% deposit, and then after 100% completion, the insurance will pay them the rest of it. The administration building will be done in the spring, so that's completely separated. So again, it's 10%, then when half of it's done, another 40%, and that's 50%, and then when they're 100% done, it's the other 50%. With the exception of the administration building, since that's a different timeline that would go into the spring, it would be moved back, and that would be all separated out. When the administration building's done, they get paid for the administration building.
Any further discussion? The motion has been made and seconded to approve the roof repairs. Would each member please respond to the motion? Tuttle.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Knopel.
Yes.
Isis.
Yes.
Mathis.
Yes.
Sanchez.
Yes.
I vote yes.
Okay, the next thing we have is the support staff handbook. We approved this last month and it was brought to my attention that it wasn't correct. And so we're doing it again this month. And so at the August board meeting, it was brought to my attention the support staff handbook did not accurately reflect the correct days off. It was brought to my attention that the school board updated a policy a few years back. I've corrected the handbook so that the policy and the handbook match and closes the support staff handbook. So it does match the days off that were approved in the board policy. At this time, I'm asking the school board to approve the Paris Union School District number 95 support staff handbook.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Motion has been made and seconded to approve the Paris Union School District number 95 support staff handbook. Would each member please respond? Tuttle.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Knopel.
Yes.
Isis.
Yes.
Mathis.
Yes.
Sanchez.
Yes.
I vote yes.
Okay, next is our recognition of schools. This is something annually that the school district is required to submit to the Illinois State Board of Education. The application includes the recognition for the Creative Center, Memorial Elementary School, Carolyn Wentz Elementary, Mayo Middle School, and Paris High School. Upon approval, the superintendent will submit the application with the board approval dates to ISB. So this is basically just our recognition as a school under ISB. I'm sorry.
Head Start.
He skipped
Head
that.
Start's not, they're
Yeah.
a federal program.
Yeah.
No, there was a Head Start.
Oh, did I?
Oh, you
On the agenda or something.
Oh, Head Start. I apologize. I'll come back to you. Thank you very much. At this time, I'm asking the school board to approve the recognition of schools application.
So moved. Sorry.
Motion, any discussion? The motion has been made and seconded. Would each member please respond to the motion? Tuttle.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Knopel.
Yes.
Isis.
Yes.
Mathis.
Yes.
Sanchez.
Yes.
I vote yes.
Sorry about that. The Head Start lease agreement is, the Head Start is an early childhood program that leases one of our buildings located on Eads. It's over here in the front. The 2-year lease agreement expired. I'm recommending to renew the lease agreement at a cost of $1,775 per month in year 1 and $1,800 per month in year 2, and close this lease agreement. And I've already talked to their coordinator and they agree on that price. So at this time, I'm asking the school board to approve the 2-year lease agreement with Head Start.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? A motion has been made and seconded to approve the 2-year lease agreement with Head Start. Would each member please respond to this motion? Tuttle.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Knopel.
Yes.
Isis.
Yes.
Mathis.
Yes.
Sanchez.
Yes.
I vote yes.
Okay, next we have several policies that are for first reading. The policy committee met on August 15th at 6 p.m. at the board office. The committee reviewed and discussed policies recommended by the Illinois Association of School Boards. The following policies are updates of current policies. So these are all recommended by the Illinois Association of School Boards. So I'm going to walk through these and kind of give a brief explanation on each one. 270 is the vacancies on the school board. Basically, they cleaned up the language on legal disabilities, so in case you ever have a legal disability, how that works. And then also, they set forth the number of days remaining in a term in which a member could fill the remainder of a term. And we had a question at the policy committee as to why were there those numbers. I followed up with the Illinois Association of School Boards, and they said those are the specific days written in state law, and it's regarding the election cycle. So it's basically the dates are around if you would have enough time to file a petition or not. So that's what those days are there for. And 6-100, it's using animals in the educational program. They basically clarified the difference between experimenting on an animal versus dissecting an animal. And just something to point out for us as a district, we don't require students to do either one. We always offer alternatives. And so I want to make that clear. In 6-235, access to electronic networks. I thought this was kind of an interesting one. They basically kind of broaden the language to where you hear authorization versus acceptable use. Basically, the idea behind this is because people can get onto Wi-Fi sometimes without passwords or without signing your forms. And so they go through and they kind of open up that language there to clarify that and the expectations. Something else to note on authorization of internet access is we do expect all of our teachers and students to sign off on internet forms annually, and we use the IASD form. Next is administration of medication, 7270. This is kind of an interesting one. This is EpiPens for individuals who have drug overdoses, and that is from drug overdoses from the opiate family. The way that this works is the care committee has really pushed for this, and it's something that has opened up statewide, not just because of the care committee, but it's something that is just statewide an initiative. Basically, that you would have an EpiPen inside your school, that if a student was undergoing an opiate overdose, you could give them that shot and then it would reverse the effect. You have to have staff that are trained to do that. So we have staff at Memorial, at Carolyn Wentz, at Mayo, and at the high school that are all trained to provide that. The cost of an EpiPen would go on to the care committee. They would provide it to our school district, and they have committed to that. We also have in the policy that if the school district does not have the EpiPen within our building, that we're not liable for it. So it's not something that we have to constantly keep in our building. If we have it, we'll use it. If not, we don't have it. So I think that's nice to have that in the policy, because I don't know if you notice in the news that EpiPens are increasing in cost, so it's something that's kind of interesting. Are there any questions about that EpiPen? Because I know it's a little different.
Has the care committee set any limits on what they will provide?
No, their goal is to provide 1 to 2 per school. I think that the goal is to have them at Carolyn Wentz, Mayo, and the high school. I think the hope is that you wouldn't need it at Memorial Elementary School, but not to say if they had extras, they want to put them there. I know that they have also donated them to the police department. The police are carrying them around in their cars. And so that's the goal right now. Any other questions with that EpiPen? I know it's a little bit different. And these are all first readings. The next one is 890 parent organizations and booster clubs. So this is another update from IASB, and basically it sets out 7 different conditions that should be included within bylaws of parent groups. And I have spoke to the principals about this already, and we'll make sure that we have met all 7 of those conditions within our next cycle of making sure that all our parent groups are being used by the next board meeting. The last one is 8.110, public suggestions and concerns. And this is basically just public grievances, and it basically just clarified the language in which the process goes. So the process didn't change, it just got clarified. Are there any questions about any of those policies? Okay. At this time, I'm asking the school board to approve the first reading of school board policy statements, 270, vacancies on school board, 6-100, using animals in the educational program, 6-235, access to electronic networks, 7-270, administration of medication, 890, parent organizations and booster clubs, and 8.110, public suggestions and concerns.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Motion has been made and seconded to approve the various school board policy statements. Would each member please respond to the motion? Tuttle.
Yes.
Bailey. Milford.
Yes.
Isom.
Yes.
Mathis.
Yes.
Sanchez.
Yes.
Idles, yes.
The next one is a facility request from Lakeridge Church. Lakeridge Church has submitted a request to use Mayo Middle School's facilities, the gym and library, in order to host student events. Enclosed is the letter. So I kind of want to explain this the way that at Carolyn Wentz, they have Horace Baptist with the Good News Club. And Horace Baptist is something that we've approved before where they're able to work with them. At Mayo, we have Lake Ridge who has entertained the idea of, basically at Mayo, we have like student movie nights, and we also have open gym nights and something they're wanting to host, and then they have people from their church that would pay for like the pizza. So it'd be something that would come from the church. I would be there to help supervise those activities as well, since they're my students. But it'd be a way to get some extra funds into our school, and they would also provide a few adults. So, are there any questions about that? And I talked to Nate and Tyler, they approached me, that's the pastor and youth pastor. At this time, I'm asking the school board to approve the facility request from Lake Ridge Church.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? A motion has been made and seconded to approve the facility request for Lake Ridge Church to use Mayo Middle School's facility. Would each member please respond to the motion? Tuttle.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Notebook.
Yes.
Isom.
Yes.
Mathis.
Yes.
Sanchez.
Yes.
Idle, yes.
Okay. Next is a facility request for Junior League. Junior League basketball has submitted a request to use the Mayo Middle School gym on Saturday afternoons for practice. Toby Wilson has communicated with McRoberts and myself regarding dates. There are some dates that do not work due to pre-scheduled basketball games, and Toby Wilson has confirmed that Junior League is going to work around any of our school events. So they weren't able to get into Evelyn for practices, so they want to practice on Saturdays. At this time, I'm asking the school board to approve the facility request from Junior League basketball.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? I think they're playing their regular games that evening. though.
Yes, they will play the regular games at Evelyn. They are only going to practice at Mayo. They had several events, is what I was told, at Evelyn Gym where they weren't able to fill in there. And then we have, one of the things that I will say for Mick is that he is really good at getting ISA to allow us to host regional, sectional, state. And so that was one of our things that we said to them is that if we're going to host any tournaments or if we have any changes due to weather, we do want to be able to access our own facilities, and they were very open to that. So.
Okay. Any other discussion? Motion has been made and seconded to approve the facility request from Junior League basketball. Would each member please respond to this motion? Tuttle.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Notebook.
Yes.
Isom.
Yes.
Mathis.
Yes.
Sanchez.
Yes.
Idle, yes.
Okay, next is employment. We have J.K. Vilk as our 8th grade boys basketball coach. He has submitted a request for an unpaid volunteer assistant coach for the 2016-2017 basketball season. The recommendation is for Jackson Felt. Encloses the memo from Mr. Roberts. Jackson will be required to complete all ISA requirements and a background check upon approval. At this time, I'm asking the school board to approve the recommendation for Jackson Felt as an unpaid volunteer basketball coach for the 2016-2017 8th grade boys basketball season.
So moved.
Any discussion? That's all right, go ahead. I got ahead of myself.
Second.
Now is there any discussion? A motion has been made and seconded to approve Jackson Felt as an unpaid volunteer basketball coach for the 2016-2017 8th grade boys basketball at Mayo. Would each member please respond to this motion? Tuttle.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Notebook.
Yes.
Isom.
Yes.
Mathis.
Yes.
Sanchez.
Yes.
Idle, yes.
Okay. Last on my list is we have donations. North American Lighting made a $1,000 donation to the Mayo Middle School and Carolyn Wentz golf team. Paris Community Hospital made a donation to the school district to several computers, their computer monitors, not computers, computer monitors and a LaserJet printer. At this time, I'm asking the school board to approve these donations.
So made. Second.
Any discussion? I think this is great that these people are making these donations.
Absolutely.
I don't know who sent out the request for donations for the golf team, but I didn't get one.
Okay.
So
We'll make
you
sure
might
it's
wanna.
not-
We'll get you one. I'm just saying there may be other people in the same boat,
Yeah.
so you wanna make sure that you have a good list of people that might.
I'll say when it comes to golf, we're learning a lot of lessons and we're gonna do a lot of things differently moving forward. But I think it's been a great opportunity for kids.
Yes, I agree. I understand the sections went very well,
Yeah.
even with the rain.
Yeah.
Any other discussion? Motion has been made to, and seconded to accept the donations as listed. Reachman, please respond to this motion. Tuttle.
Yes.
Bailey. Notable.
Yes.
Isa.
Yes.
Mathis.
Yes.
Yes.
Sanchez. Ivens, yes.
Chris Clausen, I know that we were gonna have her an audience of visitors, but I'm gonna have Chris Clausen do a small presentation. She wanted to talk a little tonight.
Sorry, I was out of cross country. We've got STEM night Wednesday night. This is something new for us. As you guys know, the next generation science standards are really pushing for hands-on questioning, engineering, math. It's pulling it all in. And to kind of help the kids and help the parents understand what's going on, we've got a family STEM night for the male students. Wednesday night from 6 to 7. We've got 6 different activities going on. Some chemistry, some math. We've got kids are going to try to dock the International Space Station with a space capsule. We've got some computer programming where they're going to program, make some games. A little bit of everything, and it's just, we want it to be fun. We want them to ask questions. We want them to think. That's what science is getting back to, is thinking. Not sitting down memorizing something, it's thinking, it's problem solving. And that's where we're headed, and we're hoping to have a lot of parents and students. And if this goes well, we're looking to branch out to the lower grades as well. So we'd like to see you there Wednesday night, 6 o'clock. Any questions? No? Thank you.
Thank
It's not gonna be a test afterwards, is it?
No tests, no quizzes. It's just for fun.
Something else that's not on my agenda but I would like to talk about is with sports. This Saturday, Mayo and Carolyn Wentz hosted a golf sectional. We also co-hosted Carolyn Wentz and Mayo a cross-country meet. And if you look at the two of those events together, there were over 50 volunteers out there this weekend. When I look at just faculty alone, we had over a dozen District 95 faculty out there working on a Saturday with our students. And it makes me really proud as a principal and as a superintendent of this district to know that we have so many faculty out there supporting our students and providing them more opportunities, and that we have so much parent support. And I had it, so many people came up to us afterwards and shook our hands. They weren't all shaking our hands when it was thundering. But I'll tell you that afterwards, I really was impressed with the number of people who came up and thanked us for hosting. And it feels good to know that we have so many parents who really support us. And I can also say that I really appreciate Mick Roberts as an athletic director, every year giving more opportunities to our kids. And he's done a really good job with that, so I just want to thank him. So, some of the things that are on my informational items is I have our strategic plan, and so I'm pretty proud of that. We met in May, each board member and I met in May, and we had a list of things that we had discussed that we would want to work on. And if you look in the yellow on this, you can see things that we have pretty much somewhat or are on our way to complete. Now this is a year long, so I have more time to keep working on this than we all do as a district. But I just want you to know that this is posted, that all the administrators have a copy of this, that we're working towards meeting these goals, and we are an administrative team, a school district team that are working on these, and so that makes me pretty proud. And so we do have some that aren't highlighted that we really probably could have and add more to, and that's something we're gonna keep working on. But when you think about September, we are 25% of the way through the year. So you can see that we are heading in the right direction, and we will keep on this. It's important to me that we have a direction as a district. One of the things that I would like to see is in January or sometime in the winter, we sit down and somehow set out a process of how do we want to start visioning or shaping a vision for our district moving forward. So how do we, because this year, basically, I typed this up, talked to people and said, here's what I want to do. What I'd like to do is how do we get teachers involved, parents involved, school board members involved in really shaping the vision, and then reporting out, here's what we're working on, and I just think this is a really good practice. If you go into any of the schools too, if you go into Carolyn Wentz, Memorial, or Mayo, the first thing you'll see at any of the entranceways are goals, and each school has goals, and we are working on those. So it really makes me proud that we are action-oriented and we are moving forward. So I'm pretty proud about those things. So I just wanted to bring it to your attention and say it's something we want to work on. Next is school board elections. I had this brought to my attention that the next school board election is coming up in the spring. However, petitions actually get picked up this month. So if anyone wants to pick up a petition, it begins September 20th, and then they have to be turned in from December 12th to December 19th. So
Who pick those up? Who pick those up? Here?
you pick those up at the county clerk.
County clerk.
County clerk. Yeah. Something else I want to talk about is the fitness grant assessment. We have made every effort by sending out text alerts, sending home parent letters, by hosting parent informational meetings. I just try to make this as public as possible and just tell people we want to be as considerate as possible. The fitness grant is a state-required assessment in PE, grades 3 through 12, where we are going to have to not only have students participate in physical activities, but we have to weigh them, and we also have to measure them with their height. And then we have to report what healthy zone they are in to the state. So we do not have to report their weight to the state. We do not have to report their height to the state. We are not going to post it and make it public, but it is something we have to at least collect the data and calculate the zone and communicate that out to the state. And so I just want to make sure that we as a district, are communicating out to the public that we want to be as considerate in this process. We want to make sure that we're as confidential in this process for students. We're offering them options at the school as to how to, who's going to weigh them. So we're trying to make this as considerate as possible, but also we have to make sure we're meeting our state mandates. So we're trying to work with families. So the backpack meal program has started. We have over 50 students between the 3 schools that are participating in that. So that's a great program, and I would just like to continue to thank the Ministerial Alliance for starting that up again and continuing it. We had a 4-way stop that was put into place over at Washington and Jefferson over by Carolyn Wentz. So that's great that we have more safety by our schools. And I really want to thank the city for that 4-way stop. I'm very proud of the efforts that we have made. We had combined professional development between Crestwood, Mayo Middle School, and the high school this past Friday, September 2nd. And so I think that's great that we were able to all get together and work on reading and writing throughout the content areas. We will have a follow-up to that workshop in January. And something else that I'm very proud of is that in October at the Teacher Institute, every school district in the county, with the exception of Kansas, and Kansas said they would like to come, but their calendar did not allow for it the way they built it this year. But if we knew prior, in upcoming years, they'd like to participate with us. We will be having a countywide Teacher Institute, which I think is great. It'll be an opportunity to show off our high school and really collaborate collectively. I think it'll be great for all the teachers from all the different subject areas and grade levels to get together and share resources. Included, you have school updates from every principal about some of the things going on within their schools. You have support service updates from Connie. We do have a joint collaborative meeting coming up between board presidents, superintendents, and director of the high school. That will be a great opportunity for us to just keep building that relationship between the three. I think it's important that we collaborate and communicate and can work together. So if there's anything that you would like me to communicate out or collaborate with, I think it's a great opportunity for us to join forces and keep working as one educational community. If you're on the transportation committee or the finance committee, you will see a text from me soon trying to set dates for those. I would like to schedule something in this next month. Also, the behavior intervention committee and parent-teacher advisory committee, those are mandated by law that we have to have those annually to review policies. And I could send out that we would like to have it November 15th, but does November 8th work for everyone? I was wondering if you guys could check. And then the people that are on that committee are Amy Isip, Cindy Matthews, Sanchez, and Steve Idle. So if you could just get back to me if that date works.
I'm good.
Okay. And then that ends that. We did have, well, that ends my information. I'll stop. I just keep talking forever. Sorry.
That's good. I think it's important that we understand everything that's going on. You do a great job of 2010.
Thank you.
We did cast for a musical at Mayo, and we had our first rehearsal yesterday. It'll be the first weekend of November. We have 32 kids involved. Hopefully you're gonna pick up some more boys.
Yeah,
But, excited about it, kids are excited about it.
absolutely.
Report of committee. Any committee on any reports? Public hearings or petitions? Unfinished business. Matters to follow up. New business. Right to revert to prior order of business. Executive session not needed. Need a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
All in favor?
Thank you all very much.